If anyone knows anyone in Ontario Aboriginal housing, by the way, tell them I'm a word of her. The kids.
You start with the beginning, then we
No,
go with-
No idea where they might end up.
Be interesting. Oh, like turn this off. Oh, okay.
Okay, so I will read them.
We on?
Yep.
Good. All right, we'll call the meeting to order. Sorry, for running a little bit late. Call excused absence. Hannah resigned, so Paula was absent. Erin is supposed to be coming. And she's just running late. And Kevin and Mike are online, so. Land recognition. Jamie?
So, the Sault Green Public Library is a gathering place where community comes together to share stories, to explore new ideas, and to gain knowledge of the past. It is through this unique position in our community that we support and promote truth and reconciliation with Indigenous peoples. We acknowledge with respect that we are in Robinson Huron Treaty territory, that the land on which we are gathered is a traditional territory of the Anishinaabe and is known as Balating. Balating is the home of Garden River First Nation, Batchewana First Nation, and the historic Sault Ste. Marie Council. The library and we as individuals have a deep desire to bring about change in our community and move forward as diverse and inclusive peoples. We are dedicated to honoring Indigenous history and culture and are committed to moving forward in the spirit of reconciliation and respect.
Thanks, Jack. Any declaration conflict with the business of the day? Do it now or do it later? Hearing none. Approval of the agenda, mover, Steve. Second, Lisa. Any opposed? Agenda is approved as written. Delegations, there are none. Chair's report, just a short verbal. It's time for Matthew's evaluation, so we're going to follow the same process we did last year. Matthew will put his initial comments to paper or on computer, whatever, and share them with us, and we will send out the blank forms, and you do your piece, and then we'll pull the committee together. Let's see, OLBA, I've been had a few meetings with them. They're doing some reorganization of OLA. I'm careful of what I should say. Money is an issue, and they're trying to put their house in order. So super conference is still a go. They're trying to figure out what can afford to do for boot camp. There's some bursaries that will be available. I don't think anyone here would apply. It would have to be someone that hasn't gone. Has anyone not gone to super conference?
Never gone.
So, you know, maybe this is the year you might want to consider, because they're offering a bursary that will cover most of the expenses when that comes in. So look at that. Paul continues to advocate for provincial libraries and working with OLA in terms of another day on visiting with members of parliament on Queen's Park. I can't tell. There's things going on in terms of whose role, who has what role with OLA and OLA. So there's a lot of sharing of ideas. There's also some places where things could be streamlined, and not going into a lot of detail. Interesting things about it. And it's mostly OLA is trying to put their house in order. They've had the last couple of COVID killed them in terms of super conference, and they're trying to recover from that. They've delayed hard choices and now they're up against the tell you more when I know what I can say more basically. But look at the right side, we're still moving along. It's this month, next October is, Public Library Month. First Nations Public Library Week is next week, starts it off, right?
Yeah.
And, so there's good things happen. And that's the end of my report. So, any questions? Hearing none. We'll move on to the consent agenda, and I looked at the package today, and I'm gonna say it again. Probably could think, really work here. But in this meeting, because we have our own meeting. So. Anyone want anything pulled from consent?
Should I pull out 9.3.6?
It does say that it's supposed to be 6.
Pardon?
It just confused itself halfway down.
Oh, it's supposed to be 6.3? I'm sorry, 6.3.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, there we go. Sorry, guys, I didn't pick up on that.
Yeah, and I couldn't figure out where it was dying.
Yeah, no, me too. Sorry, I was reading the 9 and what's
All
not.
right,
Okay.
is,
Friends report.
just before we get to it, is 6.3.7 supposed to be stroked out?
Yeah, it's stroked out because it's already removed.
Okay, got it. All right, so 6.3.6, friends report is removed. Anything else?
It's just, manager asked me to talk about library closures, so if you're agreeable to it, I'd like to have that one.
Yep.
Close.
What that was in the back?
It's in the package, the holiday closures and opens. We just had a question about it. Okay.
So 6.5 or 6.2?
6.5.
Oh, I'm sorry, I was first.
Okay, so we have two items moved, removed 6.3.6 and 6.5. Anything else? Hearing none, will that affect the motions that are in?
They'll just be crossed out, and then we can approve one of the motions for me.
All right, I have a motion to approve the consent agenda. Jamie?
Yep.
Thank you. Lisa? Thank you. Second? Any opposed to the motion? Aaron is now
Aaron's
joined
back
us.
online.
Sorry, Aaron, motion passes. Aaron's online. Good afternoon, Aaron.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, thank you. Thanks for joining us. So consent agenda is done, except for 6.3.6, the Friends report.
So my only point there, and there's been some email discussion about it, is that, sorry, I'm just looking through the paper. The report does not reflect any online sales this year. And there was a check that was delivered in December that left my bank account in April, so there should be about an $860 online sales reported in April. And there should be about the same amount reported in July, so I was just questioning Matthew about this report and his check processing, because
So Rebecca has been looking into the checks, and she confirmed that we received 2 checks.
excellent,
But
but they're not,
they're not.
they're not reflected.
They're not
here.
reflected in the
Concern.
report. So,
I don't care when they're cashed, I just wanna see them here.
yeah, so we have identified their current one to be added to the next report, so it'll be in the October and November minutes
Okay, that's revenue from online.
from online.
Yeah, we're trying to recruit a new name to do that Amazon store, and it would be more motivational if we could show them that last year we took in this amount of money. Yeah,
There was only two checks?
yeah.
Because I see it's all blank.
Yes, Wayne, I know.
Okay, no, I'm just.
So I tried to do it twice
I
a year.
wasn't sure if there were others.
No, I tried to do it in July and December, so last year I did it in December, but Catherine was on vacation.
Okay.
And then I did again in July with Monica. So I just wanted to see that effort reflected.
It will be reflected. Since you flagged it for us, we've been working on getting it updated, and I believe They've already started, so.
Mm. Well, hopefully somebody will volunteer to take that on. We've written job descriptions, policies and procedures. Well, it's still,
You good with that, Jen?
that's it.
All right.
Okay.
We'll move on to 6.5, library closures. All the openings.
The only reason I pulled that out was, some of my staff are wondering whether or not we should be open on December 27th, but that was 3 hours on Sunday between, holidays.
Which one are we looking at? It's in the back of the plan.
If you're not open on that Sunday, how many days are closed?
It would be 4 days.
4 days. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday?
That's right. Just putting it out there, for the board to consider whether or not it wants to, approve the closures as written, or if you want to also include the 3 hours on the Sunday.
Help me out here, what am I looking at? So the 24th, we're closed at noon.
Yep.
25th, we're closed, 26th is Boxing Day. 27th, you're open.
27th currently is set to be open, and then we're set to be closed the following day. It would only be 3 hours, and it would only be at the central library if we close.
This is set, this is Monday, 28th, Monday the 29th. Unless I'm looking at the wrong company, yeah, no.
Saturday, Sunday.
Friday is the 20th. Am I looking at the
Well,
right?
you're
year?
looking at the wrong calendar. We're looking at 2026.
Oh, for next year.
Yeah.
It is.
This is next year? Oh, 2026? Oh, okay. So we're a
Yeah,
year
probably
ahead of
done.
ourselves.
Yeah.
Okay, so Thursday we close early.
Yes.
Friday we're closed. Saturday open.
Close.
Saturday we close.
Sunday we're open for 3 hours at some point. And Monday we're closed.
Bye.
So you close at noon on the Friday? On the 20?
Thursday.
20, oh, on Thursday, close at noon on Thursday,
No.
so 4.5 days? That you close?
Wait, let's say this again.
1, 2, 4. So you're closed from Thursday at noon until Wednesday morning, is that what you're suggesting?
No.
No, it isn't?
No.
Say it again.
Right now, we'd be closed the Friday, the Saturday. And
The Sunday's the 22nd.
Monday. Right? And we would be open on the 27th for 3 hours at Centennial. It's being suggested by a manager that may be difficult in terms of scheduling. It might be just easier to be closed for those 3 hours
Why do we close Monday?
because Boxing Day falls on a Saturday, so it carries over. So most people aren't scheduled on to work on the Saturday, so you can close on both days. That's what we do. And falls on the weekend.
Say something. Any thoughts?
That's for this year?
No,
For next year,
Twenty twenty-six.
For
I'm
next
already
year.
thinking of December 2026.
Yeah,
I don't have an issue with them closing for ceremonies.
I'm sure they'd appreciate it.
Well, I have an issue with the library being closed on many days. Because of the long vacation.
That's true too.
Since the last time we had this conversation, it was a 5-day period. And I was adamant that we can't be closed for 5 days. So this is like a 4.5 day period. I'm still closed. I can appreciate the scheduling difficulties, but you know, we are a community hub. Our strategic plan is supposed to be about customer service. And we have the people in the community in the winter who make this.
Well, my manager brought it forward to me and I said I would bring it to the board. Whatever the will of the board is.
Get that. Anyone online, Aaron, Mike, Kevin, you wanna chime in on this one? Kevin, see your hand is up.
Or is that the most?
Oh,
no, sorry. I thought that was your hand, Kevin. Sorry, Kevin.
Wanna weigh in, Kevin?
I don't really have a problem with them closing for the 3 hours.
Okay.
I mean, historically, on days like this, do we see a lot of patrons come in on these short days on holidays like this?
Not really. There's a lot of activity going on elsewhere, a lot of family get-togethers and stuff. It's a Sunday. Hard to say. I mean, these holidays don't always fall on the same day of the week.
Thank you. Aaron, you wanna weigh in?
I'm torn. I don't think it's a big deal that we close for 3 hours. It gives everybody the holiday. I'm all for that. I struggle a little bit with the community hub. I feel like we should be open, and if we were open Monday, I wouldn't care. I understand why we're not open Monday. And it's just kind of a complicated weekend. I could go either way. I can see arguments for both.
Thank you. Mike?
Yeah, we're talking 3 hours here. To me, I don't have a problem closing for 3 hours.
Thanks, Mike. Lisa? Everybody gets enough.
Yeah, now I'm like Aaron, now that I've heard your points, Jamie, I appreciate those, so, I don't know. It's 3
I'm gonna
hours.
stay out of this one.
It's not like a full day we're expecting to be open, it's only 3 hours, it's not a full day.
Steve?
The accountant in me is trying to weigh the benefit to the community versus the cost of, right? And it comes back to it's the only 3 hours. If it was a full day, if it was a full day, I would no brainer it. I would say we're open, but it's because it's a couple hours in the middle of an afternoon. Where's yeah. It's not, and I get Jamie's points. It's not necessarily about people coming in and looking for books. It's about everyone else who comes in and uses it as a respite from bitter Sault Ste. Marie winters, right? So I understand it from that perspective, which also brings me to, is it our issue that we have to make up for gaps in the Social Security net?
So everyone's had a chance to weigh in, so I'm going to do this with a motion. And I want to make a motion. Either that we're closed or that we're open. We debate. Steve, want to make motions?
I'm more inclined to defer to next month's meeting. No, we don't have a meeting next month. Dang, I can't do that.
Why would you want to defer?
Well, that's a different question than. No, it would be to see if there is data available to see what in terms of patronage on a winter Sunday like that. See if there is what we're doing in terms of traffic relative to other days, other Sundays.
Fair enough. Can you answer that now, or will you be able to answer in a month?
It's difficult because if we're looking at a Sunday that falls in between Christmas and New Year's, and we're probably looking back 6 years.
Oh, I see. I do update that.
Can I ask the manager who is recommending this, it was based on a staffing issue?
Yeah, it was a staffing concern because it's sometimes difficult to schedule. A lot of people take holidays and like our part-time staff as well. And they'll take like a week block around the Christmas time. So it's a little bit more difficult to actually schedule people in those days.
So
So,
I
Sorry.
think I would want the manager to attempt to staff this day and give them the leeway to close if the staff are unavailable.
okay.
But
we're
like
also
make,
talking
but like why not
14
make the attempt, right? Like we are a community hub. Like somebody maybe wants to work it.
Why is it only 3 hours?
That's what our Sunday is.
on the
Why was that? I couldn't hear that.
Sorry, I was wondering why it's only 3 hours. And
And what was-
like,
What-
why not make it a full day then?
What's the answer?
But that's the hours on Sunday in the winter.
Oh,
On
well,
Sunday.
then that's fine. Everybody knows that then, right? It's not, we didn't change any hours.
No.
You're not gonna
So-
have- and that's
it-
Sunday, really? Sort of thing.
Sorry,
Like
Catherine.
in that case, like those are regular Sunday hours for the winter. Um, I would want them to try to staff it.
Procedural question.
Sure.
If we approve or decline this closure now, is it considered so settled that we cannot revisit it at a later date?
That creates, I would say we could, but it creates other problems. Like, you know, staff will start if we were to say we're gonna be closed 4 days, staff will start making arrangements around that,
No, that's fair.
you know, and I don't.
And procedurally, require a 2/3 majority to update a motion.
Oh, don't Robert's rules.
Fair. So,
So could I ask, do you not have the same issue the following Sunday? That it's gonna be difficult to schedule the Sunday in January?
No, because New Year's Day falls
Yeah, it would fall on
Thursday.
Friday.
on a Friday.
Okay, so but that again, it's still
No, we would be open this.
you'll be open Saturday that weekend? The day after New Year's?
You can take
We're looking
Thursday.
at 2027 at that point.
I know.
Oh, I see.
We can have that discussion next year.
But it's gonna be the same issue, but I'm sorry,
Yeah, no, I get it.
I feel,
It is a regular work day, though. I was thinking 3 hours, thinking it was sort of some holiday hour thing, but it's actually it's a normal Sunday in the winter at the library, like,
You also may have staff and people coming in who don't celebrate Christmas. So there's a lot of talk about, well, we take holidays there and whatever, but there are a lot of people who don't. I don't know if you have any staff, certainly, but there's certainly people in the community who it's the regular day.
like it would be a
So-
regular day for me if it was on a weekday at work, like you wouldn't be closed.
you have to pay a minimum number of hours. So, 4 hours of space.
Oh, I mean, under ESA we have to, but. No, like in terms of in a year, we don't have to give people a certain amount, but typically the shifts are at least 3 hours.
and it's only this branch and not the North Branch?
North Branch is closed every Sunday.
Oh, they are, okay.
Yeah, that's another thing. Looking for a motion. To close or to open, that's something, then we'll take a vote.
Well, I'll make a
Well,
motion.
if no motion is made, then it's just open, right?
That's correct,
Oh,
sorry.
there we go.
But we
So
still
then it
have,
would have to be a motion to close.
we'd have to make a motion to approve the list of closures anyway.
Oh, but it's not on here,
So we have to make a motion to amend and then.
right?
Is there a list of closures?
Well, yeah, but
You're gonna get
the
Robert's rules.
27th will be there. Just has all the
You could always
the
do an
dates
additional
for
motion,
2006.
additional date closure. Yeah,
All right, I have a motion in front of me. Resolved, Sault Ste. Marie Library, Public Library approved the library closure holiday open for the year 2026 as presented. Mover for that motion.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
It's in your package, but this is the one without that conversation. So resolved that the Sault Ste. Marie Public Library Board approved the library closures and holiday openings for the year 2026 as presented.
I will move that.
Thank you, Kevin. Is there a seconder?
I will.
Thanks, Aaron. All in favor of the motion? I think we've had enough debates. Let's stop. All in favor? 1, 2, 3. I'm sorry. No, 1, 2 here. Aaron, I need to hear from you. You're in favor of the motion,
As
Jamie?
presented.
Okay, 3. Aaron, yes or no?
Doesn't have.
Yep, I seconded it. I'm in.
Okay, thanks. Mike
Yes.
and Kevin, okay, gotcha. So the motion is passed to support this as is. Okay. Well, that was- All right, back to our regular program. Number 8.
Still the budget.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
we do
There's 6.
6.3.7. No,
Just,
6.6.
Oh, yes, 6.3.7, so it's already removed?
yeah, so,
Gotcha, okay. Sorry about that.
yeah, we just made a few, at the finance committee, meeting, the board committee seemed very happy with the way we presented the new budget. Just since then, we did have to make a few modifications, and they're listed here. Um, see what the modifications were. So city finance did to review our calculations for us. I had a really good talk with Steve, from city finance as well. And they're gonna look to move us to the city's, software for budgeting. So instead of using the Excel spreadsheets, it makes it easier to do calculations apparently. So they reviewed it, and then there was a $777 correction. And then they also noticed that we were missing premiums for accidental death and dismemberment. So that was added in as well. And then we reduced library software where we had some savings already with the switch to the new ILS to offset those increases. And that's the only change that's been made since the finance committee.
Any questions? Here resolved that the Sault Ste. Marie Public Library Board approves the revised 2026 operations budget as presented. Mover. Steve, thank you. Second,
I'll take it.
thanks, Kevin. Any opposed to the motion? Hearing none, the motion is passed. All right. Now, number 8.
Just the ILS switch.
No, going. I
You got me, we have to put it all together. ILS switch. So that's gonna be an ongoing item that you're gonna see on your agendas. We'll just keep giving you updates as we progress through. I've given you a little bit of kind of a timeline of what's happened since the board approved joining the Ontario Library Consortium and decided to switch over to the City Dynex Symphony ILS. So we're currently working on it. We did decide to hire a third party to help us with our data migration. just because we lack a little bit of confidence in TLC to meet the deadlines that we aspire. They do have an incentive for us not to make the deadline, because if we don't make the deadline, they're gonna charge us a year's worth of software, which is gonna be $47,000, and you're not going to go ready to go. To speed things up a little bit, because TLC is also not super responsive to us, we decided to go with another company that's worked with CRC Dynamics to do data migration from other libraries, and so we're already done that.
Any questions? No motion for that.
No, it's just an information.
All right.
Just it's January 31st is a hard deadline, because that's our end of renewal for TLC.
Number 9. We have information items.
It's a couple things. We are currently running a membership drive. Now our focus is on renewing cards, so we're focused on user retention, and we've got a like email campaign that we're doing for our expired cards, and we've had a really great response. And talking to Marlon too, in addition to the renewals, we also have had over 300 new memberships as well.
Okay, that was my one comment, that this is, you're preaching to the choir here by reviewing.
Renewing,
Cards that are already
that's
here.
fine, renewing is fine, but yeah, I was questioning the acquisition, not just retention.
So it is both.
Excellent.
But we don't want to lose people, because some people think they have an active library card and they haven't been here for a while, and actually over time they get removed from our system. And since we are migrating our user data from TLC to Symphony, we also wanted as much correct updated information and to be able to purge old records.
So yeah, I was gonna ask about that. I thought we had that conversation before about why do they even expire? So I know like account verification, right, would be a reason for the expiry. Is there any other way we could do that though without having a card expired? Like just
I mean, we could still do renewals and that, and just update the information the next time somebody comes in.
yeah, like
they hit a
asking,
renewal.
just asking, yeah, or not even for renewal, just asking, like just wanna once a year asking if their information is up to date or something.
We could probably do something.
I would prefer that rather than cards expiring.
Right now though, because we don't want to carry over
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
bad debt data, we're trying to clean up records.
So how does this work for children? They wouldn't get any child cover, they don't,
The parent,
the parent is getting them?
the parent, like
So if
my son
if
needs to
there is
renew
no
his card and I
child labor-
received.
Other percentage of your patron base that don't have them?
There is probably.
Would they get?
Some people would have indicated they would prefer to be called by phone
Yeah.
if they're pick up
So is
phones
that
or
happening?
I've talked to their manager in charge of that. No, we haven't discussed it. I have to look into it.
Can you predict how many records are gonna get first if they don't need it?
I think what Michael said.
Like 200 or?
No, much greater. We're talking about thousands.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
There are people who haven't used the libraries for the last 5 years or longer.
Yeah, we've had COVID instances a lot for you. I thought, I can remember, having their, doing something online with, Libby, I guess, or whatever it was before Libby Overdrive, and having to call somebody and renew my card because I got a flag on the Libby thing.
You can call and renew
So
over phone.
I'm not sure that I would encourage anybody. Without communicating with the user.
I haven't received a call. And I don't think I've used my card in a while. Because I shop here.
There are a couple board members who have their cards expired or don't have cards left.
You should let them,
Really?
you should let them know.
Oh, dear.
It could even, and I'm probably one of them, because like I said, I buy the used books, books and take them home and read them.
They're probably expired too, so.
It's not your
Yeah,
birthday,
but
it's your birthday, right?
It's supposed to be
Yeah.
there.
well, but I never received a call, so
Should have received an
Yeah.
email, but the emails are going,
you know what?
I don't remember.
piecewise,
getting
but
an
not all
email.
emails have gone out.
I guess it always renewed.
It's
I
kind
don't
of
remember
important
ever
that-
getting
because
an email.
The point is, it's kind of important that the
Cards
board is all,
expiring.
that's an active library card.
Yeah, it is.
Can you check on that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. I actually, Marlene has already done it.
Oh,
I
first.
can tell you it separately, whether or not.
Embarrass me now.
I'm not gonna call anybody out.
But
I will call myself out. I was one with
You
the
go.
expired one. I got the email. I emailed them back. They renewed it. Super easy. It actually was great.
very good. Thanks, Darren. We were gonna talk about you until later.
I'll bring up the stuff. It's all good.
Uh,
It expires, right? Every year?
Um,
Why not 5 years?
I think it's every year.
yeah, it's every year it expires, but the card is, like, your count is still active. So what we're looking at is those accounts that have become
Okay,
deactivated because it's been several years since
Okay.
they've used it, and then if it's an even longer period.
okay.
then
Well, I guarantee you I'm not on the naughty list then, if I let it fall off while I wasn't on board.
And there are lots of legitimate reasons why somebody might not, um,
Maybe they
Yeah,
had
what does
kids
anymore?
before and they were here more
I
often,
guarantee you that some of the records are because the person is deceased now.
or
That
they
would be-
moved, yeah.
Or they moved communities,
Mm.
so that there are a lot of legitimate reasons why.
But I think Jamie has a legitimate concern. You want to be careful that we're eliminating people that for those reasons and not taking an opportunity to just re-engage.
And that's partly what this is, although I should check to see what they're doing with their phone. They're doing batches of emails just because it's not for meetings. So they can't hit every number at one time just because the system's not set up to be in that location that way.
Depending on their age, they may not have email.
That's true.
So if someone is not renewing their card, but they're stepping up and becoming a new member, are they eligible?
Yeah, they're in the draw.
They're in the draw, okay.
Good.
Yeah, it says renew your expired card or sign up for a new library card.
Mm.
The part of the difference is how we're using staff. So instead of sending staff out to, say, the grocery store to sign people up, we have the staff in the library, writing these communications to people, sending out.
See, I like this time though for us to be out there. Like, I know we had partnerships with Station Mall and stuff before. I don't know, like, it's an opportunity to be outside of the library in the community, you know, telling people what we offer here. I think some people don't even know what services the library has besides book lending, so kind of a bit
We
disappointed that we're not out there. a bit
still do
more.
that throughout the year for other
Right,
things.
I know, but like it's kind of like a push, right, in September to get out there more.
I find this fairly fascinating, so, but
There was an item, Elise Edwards, brought to the table, and I can't remember exactly what it is, but we had said that we wanted to continue the part of membership.
Yeah, so Elise, the previous manager of communication, had recommended not doing membership drives because she was seeing a reduced return. So she had a really good membership drive one year. They did the same thing, and they had much fewer. So the idea of doing the same thing over and over again is diminishing returns. So the thought was that maybe we should shift and do different things each year, and we can always return to those other ones. But so one of those, what we decided this year was user retention and going after those people who our library members, but have not been active. Um, and we could also, in the future, do a membership drive where we try to partner with the schools and reach out.
Mhm,
You know, our focus will be families and
mhm.
students. We may do one in the future where our focus is usually community groups,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
immigrants and that. So
Okay, well,
we're just not looking at doing a blanket
I understand.
membership drive, the same
Yeah.
thing every year.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. I guess we'll see how this one goes. We'll see the numbers after.
Yeah,
In-
you report back with what the numbers are, yes, and compare maybe to the last 2 or 3 years.
I can do a comparison.
Yeah, so are stupid question, is this an annual?
Yeah, September.
September is the annual membership.
It is annual, okay, that wasn't clear. So
Anything else? Okay, so Matthew stuff, right? Then we'll move on to the doors open events, 9.2. One here and one at the North Branch. Nothing.
Well, Jimmy's also been heavily involved with some of our other roles.
Jamie doesn't want to hear about doors open anymore.
Okay. But this is the first year that we're running doors open here at the James L. McIntyre Centennial Library. We've done it at the North Branch for several years, where we've had Kevin, our art technician, taking people through the archives, giving them a tour, behind the scenes there, and letting them know some of the things that we have in our public archives. Here, we're looking more at the history of the Sault Ste. Marie Public Library, as opposed to the community archive. We do have Dr. Frank Sarlo. He is our special guest. We'll be reading from the book. And then we'll be highlighting the architectural features of this building and taking people in through some of the closed off staff areas. A lot of people, when I bring them in and they're not familiar with the building, are quite surprised how much there is behind the scenes
Yeah.
to run an actual library.
So you're gonna bring them all the way in the back?
Yeah,
Oh,
the
that's
see
awesome.
cataloging,
Yeah, yeah,
children's departments.
No,
See
no
that.
penthouse.
But we won't take them to the penthouse for safety reasons, but
yeah.
quite unpleasant up there. But yeah, the staff who've been working on this are really excited about it. They get to kind of delve into the history of the Sault Ste. Marie Public Library. It's been nice, and there have been a lot of changes even to the building over the years. There used to be a wall that separated the upstairs. The children's area from the main adult area. Yeah. So, it's gonna be a good event.
You can take them both in, pretty fun times.
Yeah.
Which one are you going to get?
There's 18 sites on the list, plus the Heritage Walk at night, and I'm floating in the morning. And I'm going to the Heritage Walk at night, and I might end up at Bishop Parkwood Chapel for a shift in function. We have over 1,000 people interested in the Heritage Walk at night.
Yeah.
We're terrified if they all show up. Anyway.
Anything else on that? Where'd they go? Doors open, board development, we have the vacancies, city council been notified,
They haven't.
they haven't? Oh, okay.
No, it's the notification just came to the board. And the next step is to notify city council.
Okay. So we won't see any of it at the end of the year. At least. Be resolved, the Sault Ste. Marie Public Library Board notifies City Council of recent resignation of one of its members and respectfully request council appoint a replacement to serve for the remainder of the current board term over a year. Mover. Lisa, second. Aaron,
Shaker, we're going to shaker.
any
Yep.
opposed to the motion? Motion's passed. For 11, and number 12, collection satisfaction survey.
So here we get to see one of our action items from the strategic plan. We wanted satisfaction surveys, and we decided to start with a collection satisfaction survey. It was released during the summer. We had 149 respondents to the survey. Whenever anybody complained about collections, we sent them the link. So I think it's a pretty good response, and I found the data quite interesting. I've shared this already with staff. I'm sharing it with the board. And I'm not sure if there's anything in particular that you want to look at. I did find it quite interesting that a lot of people don't know about our interlibrary loans, and only about 1/3 of them have used it. And it's a really great service that we can access materials that we don't own from other libraries. So in a way, the survey also acted as a marketing tool, because it did inform the public of something that they were unaware of, such as the object library collection. And then there was some really nice messages from the public as well, which we could probably use in other marketing materials.
How long was this open?
3 or 4 weeks.
322 comments and 149 people. That's not bad. It's a pretty good sample.
Interesting that there's a good segment that don't place holds. They either come in and grab what they want, or they don't use the collections at all.
So let's see, 3/4 have never bought from the object library. Is that an opportunity for staff to understand what's in there, or why it's not being used, or if you should contain it? What do you do with that kind of?
With that information, that told us that people are not aware of the collection. So a lot of the explanation when I looked at it was, I didn't know that you had that, or what's in that collection. And so we are working on ways to promote that. I believe circulation is working on a flip book so that you can see all the things in the collection. But right now, they're hidden behind the desks and stuff. So to have something that's a little bit more present, that almost like a manual, and you can go and see what's there for passes or for sports equipment, and then you can take it up to circulation and say, I'd like to have this.
I like this last comment on the suggested purchase page where I've suggested books to purchase. I try to keep track. It would be helpful if you could provide notification. Might encourage people to make suggestions. Like, is there a way of making this more transparent that if 29% of recommended purchases in the past, and by some of these comments they didn't hear back, or the items were ordered, or they couldn't tell that it was effective ×7. Like, there's a fair amount of negative comments on this page, and I wonder what could be, how it could be tracked so the public is aware of when they make the suggestion. There's an outcome.
There is some performance issues that we're trying to deal with. We are now tracking in our statistics sheets the number of suggestions that are being made and purchased, and that hadn't
Is it-
tracked.
Is it possible that our new ILS has some more modern features that would allow for notifications like that?
It's possible. It'll depend on the Bibliocommons, which is the software that's tied to the ILS. That's the pretty part of it, that it'll do book recommendations better than what our current one does. I'm not familiar with whether or not it gives notifications about purchasing. Just because,
Yeah, I just, something to look into, whether the new system might have some features that they could, sign up to be notified when a title comes in stock, or whatever other features it has. I think in general, utilizing technology to its fullest is worthwhile.
it's definitely a good thing.
Are you, my experience has been that if I request something, I'm the first one to borrow it. Like when somebody orders it, there's a hold on it.
Often,
My hold on it?
your hold will go on to it.
Yeah, so that's one indicator that it's purchased in
Yeah, but you're supposed to be informed, when something's not being purchased as well.
Oh, and that's probably the complaint. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Matthew, that's exactly it.
So,
Okay.
I mean, that is an indication that it was purchased. You're the first person on hold for it.
Yeah,
Um,
that happens in Libby too, if something gets purchased.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
But we're looking at the other side. That notification's not happening because we decide we're not gonna purchase it because it's too old or doesn't meet.
Oh, yeah,
the
there's other
standards.
reasons why you're not gonna buy it, you know, okay.
But
Anyway, I
according to
a red
the,
flag here on this page.
according to the policy, people are supposed to be informed if those decisions are not being.
Okay, and that's not happening.
Not to the extent that it should.
Okay.
I'm looking at 14 are dissatisfied with people. Is that an issue to be addressed, or is that just the nature of people?
Well, they're not dissatisfied with Hoopla. It's as a borrowing platform. They're dissatisfied with the borrowing limits and reduced collection. So Hoopla and Overdrive / Libby operate differently. Overdrive, you have the collection and you have to go on wait lists for books that are popular. And some are available right now, but there's often hold lists. Hoopla does not have any hold lists. Overdrive, we pay a certain amount for the year and we have access to the consortium titles. Okay. Hoopla, we pay per use. And so we have limiters on that because the spending could go out of control on us. So if we let people just borrow unlimited, they could borrow more than what they can afford. And so what they're frustrated with is those limits that we put on there. So sometimes it's amount of borrows per day, and the system will tell you, oh, sorry, there's no more borrows per day that we can use. Sometimes with the reduced collections access, we say we're not going to lend out any books that cost $7. We're only going to lend out books that cost $5 per use, and then that eliminates a number of books from what can be borrowed. Each system has its costs and benefits. I personally like Libby better, and in terms of budgeting and control, it's a better setup for us. However, Hoopla doesn't have any wait times. You get what you want if you can get a borrow in. So you don't have to wait until 8 weeks when 3 other people are done that book. Now. So it's tough to manage. So we have 2 systems, and some people prefer one, and some people prefer the other. Some people don't prefer them at all.
Anything else?
I'm just curious because I use both Hoopla and Libby. Do you have a percentage of users that use them or a number?
Oh, not handy. I'm sure that's something that we could look into, seeing how many unique users are using each one. That's something the board would be interested in learning.
I was just curious how many like card holders use Libby and Hoopla or Hoopla, whatever.
That's something we'd have to run reports on. I wouldn't be able to answer that right away.
Okay, I'm just curious. No biggie.
Nice package. You plan on doing it again at some point? And there's good information in there. Some positive, some things that need to work on, but there's a nice flavor.
Yeah, I think the idea is to look at those areas where improvement can be made and focus on that. I'm not sure if we'll do this annually because there's other satisfaction surveys that we also want to do. So this was just one. We'll also look at satisfaction, customer satisfaction, clear the tests, that kind of thing as well. But it's certainly worth
I'd be interested.
reviewing again in the future.
Yeah, I would like seeing this comparison a year down the line. Some point down the line. That's it.
Well, it's kind of a key performance indicator, so repeating it would give you some comparison. For the strategic
Well, and also good to indicate whether or not we have any of those improvements too.
If that's my point, thank you. It's funny. At that point.
Anything else on that one before we move on? Strategic plan update. Item 13.
As I mentioned, that was one of our action items. We've had a little bit of movement over the summer in terms of items that we've been working on. A lot of ongoing ones we just keep doing, but I've got a year comparison. So this is supposed to be September 2024 to September 2025. So those are year comparisons. So the community engagement, you can see the progress we made from 1 year to the next. We're a 12-month period. We are making really good progress on a lot of the action items. Only one new completed over the summer, but we've got 9 new ongoings, and overall, over 11% is complete, and then we've made progress on 50.6%, which is more than half. So I think since we're not even halfway through the strategic plan, that is a pretty good.
Question?
And I've also updated the tracking documents. It's online on the board's Google Drive. So if you guys are curious about what action items have been acted on, you guys can always go on there. There are all the ones that have been acted on since the last time I've done a tracker are highlighted there. It's just not available in the package.
So these comparisons, are they on the tracking document as well?
No, the
These graphs?
comparisons, those are just,
So is one column like this year and one column last year?
yeah, so the first column is 2024. There is a print in here.
Sorry, I was trying to figure out which was new.
Do you want
Okay, got
to
it.
Jamie? Want to call it?
No, I'm okay. I'm okay with
So
it. Thank you, Wayne.
Third column is 2024, second column is 2025.
Okay, that helps.
I was going back and forth, trying to decide whether or not I want to give you a comparison of January 2025 to September 2025. To show you what we've done so far this year, but I ended up showing you a 12-month comparison instead.
Yes.
Anybody? Our card says we're going in the right direction.
Mhm.
So let's move on. We're down to new business. There was none mentioned earlier, but I forgot. The bylaw we were hoping to have for and I talked to you earlier.
Yeah.
For Ontario Public Libraries.
Yeah.
Where are we?
Last time I reached out to clerk's office.
Yeah,
They said they thought, yeah, I think I had CC doing that. That it would be in the October package that we wanted it to be in. It was being reviewed by city finance, not city finance, city legal.
mhm.
So they were going through embedding it. I believe everything's on passport. I haven't heard back since the last time I called.
No pushbacks, everything seems to be going okay.
I've not heard any edits that they want to have. So I'm hoping that the bylaw goes through, just in case anybody's,
When would you anticipate it goes to council? You don't want to be there.
I'll make sure everybody knows.
So it's like the, probably the third Monday, maybe? Yeah,
I'm looking forward to that. And so. I don't anticipate a problem either. However, never know.
Yeah. One minute.
On the agenda.
Right off on here, but we'll,
Just make sure that we all know, so
So
we,
we won't be the date of our next board meeting.
so, you know.
no,
No.
no, I believe it actually, it doesn't fall on Ontario Public Library either, because that would have been ideal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But we're trying to get as close as we can to the library, public library. Meetings. October 14th, it looks like.
Listen. Okay. I hope you indulge me for a minute. We're talking about December 27th, 2026. And Aaron mentioned how the community hub piece was said here. And in terms of staff, could you consider staying open longer if you have staff that wants to work it?
I mean, we can do whatever the board wants.
You know, like, and because Aaron made a good point about we are a community hub. There are people, somebody else said there are people that don't celebrate Christmas, you know. Maybe there's an appetite to have the day off for that Sunday for a couple of very good reasons.
I mean,
If you've got staff, and I can see both sides here. Why we're only open 3 hours. You know, a lot of your staff will want to be off at the long break. But if you have staff that would like to work and recognize that we are that community hub, we should look at it. Mhm.
so what we could do is we could look at something like a 9 to 5 that day on Sunday, even though that's not usually our hours.
Promote it.
And for a 12 to 5, we can do whatever. We can look at one location or both locations. That's if I want to
No,
get.
let's just try the one. Let's stick with the.
But why don't I bring it towards the management team and then we can talk about it operationally, how something like that might work. Then we could always come back to the board and say whether or not we should make adjustments to that day. Right now, we're open for the 3 hours.
Yeah. No, I just figured, well, why not if you have staff that want to increase, any percent.
We can also ask the staff, say,
Yeah.
would people be willing to work on an
Okay.
extended day, and we can survey them and find out what their opinions are on it.
Okay.
We have to have security and retreat.
Yeah. Worth considering. There's some valid.
So are there, is it, stupid question, but is it standard to be to close early on Christmas Eve? Like closing at noon on Friday, is that a standard thing?
Yeah, it is standard.
Like the
close.
city hall closed at noon on Friday? Or the John Rhodes School or some of these other community city services?
City Hall does close early
Oh, yeah.
on Christmas Eve.
I think
Yeah.
so.
No, I
I mean, like even other agencies and whatever, I think,
Is that
I
a
think it's
standard
pretty
thing?
typical, yeah.
Your productivity is.
I mean, I'm kind of used to working in a hospital where
No, yeah,
it's
nothing.
24/7.
Yeah.
So on Sunday, it's another stupid question, but is it just circulation or is the information staff there too?
It would be full service.
It would be full service.
So there would be children's staff, reference
Oh.
information staff, pages, circulation.
Okay. And I can remember, maybe 40 years ago that the Sunday service, which is circulation.
Yeah, we're not talking about one or two people, we're talking about probably 6 people working, so.
Yeah.
Stuff out.
Yeah.
People, the kids are off school and all that too.
Well, and the kids are on vacation and
Be
Yeah.
creative.
the people are visiting and no, there's all kinds
Well,
of
it's not-
things being open.
We will consider. Anyway, anything else? Next board meeting is our, board development, followed by the, volunteer reception. So. A big plan to share, you got it, surprise. I know you said you're going upstairs.
Yes, so the committee asked if they could, do the reception upstairs in the quiet study area, so we're gonna try a new
Yeah.
location. We'll go up there, and, this is Marlene's first year helping, from the planning side, so we'll see. I know she's worked under a lease in the past, she's dragging it a little bit more, so I'm interested to see what her and some of the other staff come up with.
That makes it, it's always good.
Yeah.
For the meeting itself, do you have any ideas what we're up to? Are you looking for input?
I'm still trying to get something that I'm considering, having a staff presentation. And then, trying to get additional more over here, video presentation. Sorry, so she works with the cultural.
She does the arts and culture. The presentation is went to everything that's great
Yes,
in March.
Yes.
That's Alicia.
yes, okay.
So,
She's overdue. To connect to this one.
You have a plan, sort of,
sort of,
okay.
yeah.
So you don't need any input from.
I mean, if you had, other people that you wanted to reach out to, by all means, but.
Anyone have any ideas, something you'd like to see on the board development, meeting? Or are you happy with what Matthew's working on right now? I said it once.
Well, we tried to get Alicia here for the April for the document.
I think they're in June as well, I think.
All right. It starts to have a gas.
Higher cloud. Figure something.
You're ready.
No problem. Anyway, anything else? Last chance. Okay, then we're good. Meeting's adjourned. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys. We'll talk soon.
Hi.
There you go. Have a nice evening.
Will that keep them out?
Have a good night.
Bye, Aaron.
Yeah, good night,
Bye.
Eric.
Good night.